Hi, I'm Stephen Cross. We are talking with Jessica Cobb, an international emerging technologist and the founder of Mission Control Lab. Jessica is a keynote speaker at the upcoming Nerd Summit on March 8th and 9th and will conduct two workshops, Make It Glow and Terra Forming. Thank you for joining me to talk about your workshops, Jessica. Hi.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with what is Inventure?
Love that first question. So, Inventure is invention plus adventure. And I argue that the future needs us to be agents of inventure.
Okay. So you say this as an emerging technologist. And that's a term I'm not familiar with either. So what does that mean?
So, emerging technology is the stuff humans make, like tools and software and all types of different control items that we are using to change our world. So, emerging technology is the stuff that we're adapting and adopting over time that we've made. So, I argue, even though I make a lot of emerging technologies, I think we actually are all emerging technologists because we actually are influencing these pieces of tech all the time, even when we don't know it.
Through
So,
Inventure. And so through Inventure, you're doing this.
yes, I think people are working every time they use their phone, every time they're trying to come up with a solution to a problem that they perceive. They're actually doing this kind of inventive thinking and they're exploring into a new territory, just like adventure and just like invention. So, yeah, I think that we're all kind of emerging technologists influencing the future of tech.
And what is Mission Control Lab?
Yeah, so Mission Control Lab is a phygital platform, so it's physical and digital, and it's all about inventure. So we build the gear and the guidance systems for people to be future fit for tomorrow. So being able to adapt and connect to the familiar and foreign things and be upbeat, creative, social, and yeah, have some leadership skills around these new things. So that's what we do at Mission Control.
So your workshop, Make It Glow, is one of the workshops coming up at Nerd. And the description of it is make smart wearables by crafting flexible circuits without using conductive thread. What
Mhm.
does that mean?
Yeah, so I think embedded all over the world, we have these embedded pieces of technology, and sometimes they're even flexible. And oftentimes now they're very flexible. So, many of us have seen something like this, which is a printed circuit board.
Sure.
Some of us have actually used these
Yes.
to build circuits. And what we're doing is actually creating a flexible one out of a piece of fabric. And I actually set up a little demo to show you today
Oh, great.
what it's gonna look like at our workshop. So this is Make On. This is that adventure gear I mentioned, and we're actually going to use this. We call it space tape. It's a conductive uh, tape with a paper backing, and it lets us build a circuit very quickly. I'm going to show you just how quickly. And you might notice here, we don't, we can actually just do this pictorially. Ooh, I'm going to make a little design like that. Woohoo. So I'm just running the tape along and then, so this is, I'm right now putting it on a piece of fabric and, during the workshop, we're actually gonna have a bunch of different materials to make the textile have some color and shape. So right now I'm gonna power it on and I'm gonna stick in my LED.
All
There it is.
right. All right. Pretty cool.
So it's really
Yeah.
it's
All
really
right.
to do. We just follow actually like these picture directions. And that's
Now
why
you mentioned a kit. You mentioned a kit.
yeah,
Could you talk about that a little bit?
kit.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna get a kit and it actually has like a couple of tilt switches in it. So we're
Okay.
gonna make a smart wearable so that things can blink and wink as you move. So it's gonna be responsive to movement. Um and yeah, like you saw, we just made this circuit in just a couple of minutes. And then we're gonna be able to actually, I'll show you again. See here? It's very flexible. So we
Interesting.
just made it and without sewing. How about that?
Oh, that's
So
pretty
who'd have
cool.
thought you could make a PCB like this in moments?
And that's powered somehow. I see a battery there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is called the power pad. It's just a coin cell battery. Very familiar. You guys might be familiar with those. And yeah, it just has a little on-off switch. And using that special tape, like I said, we can make it no sew. So amazing, right? It's pretty secure and yeah, and very wearable.
So who's the kind of person that would attend this workshop?
Sure. Well, so I think it's a very cool project for everybody to do,
Right.
especially when you just want to hang out and build something special that you can that's very practical, right? So I think if you like to take walks at night, I think if you are a stylish person, I think um if you want to create a kind of a smart thing
Uh-huh.
that's kinda dull, like, for instance, like, if you have a backpack or something at home, you're like, "Hey, I wanna, like, embed some tech in this. This sounds fun." I think this is a workshop for you.
This seems
Yep.
like a this seems like a really good introduction to technology that's really easy, accessible for everyone to do, right?
It is, and it's really relaxing, and that's the funny thing is, when we do these, workshops, especially the wearable workshops, it's so, um it's really fun to just jam
Uh,
with your friend sitting there, and it's very relaxing, you get to have some fun, it's not complicated at all. So
Now for the workshop, we have a kit, but you could also bring your own as well, right?
you can bring your own, so we are gonna there's 2 parts of this workshop. One of them, you're everybody's gonna for sure get a kit to put
Oh,
the
okay.
electronics, the make
Okay.
on, and then if there it's a little bit more money and you get to have, you get to have a fabric and bring all the textile stuff to, like, make your own textile. So, there's the BYOP, bring your own project, where you just take this and install it into your own project, or there's the other one where, which would cost a little bit more, where we give you fabric and, the textile markers, and you actually can create that kind of, yeah, that print, that you want. So really
Yeah. So anyone who wants information about pricing or more details about the workshop, they can go to nerdsummit.org to get that information. It will be there, the pricing, etc. So let's move on to your second workshop. Since you're coming, by the way, where are you coming from?
Amsterdam from
Okay.
the
All right.
Netherlands.
All
So
right.
Mission Control is we're globally headquartered in the Netherlands in Amsterdam, and then we have a Chicago office as well. I'm originally American, you can probably tell, but I spend most of my time flying around the world. I just got back from the Arctic, and yeah, I was at the edge of the human habitat because I'm very interested in terraforming. And I think one of the things that's exciting about our future is these terraforming ideas and our relationship to new human habitats and machines. So yeah, that's the next workshop that we're going to do later in the day.
So let's talk about that. What is terraforming?
So Carl Sagan would describe terraforming as when humans are adapting a planet uh, to meet the needs of of humans, like of the human life, right? There's other examples of terraforming as well, where we're really just editing and changing an environment to meet our demands. And I think this is a very important concept for the future. A lot of us are really attached and focused on what is my imprint? How am I making changes? And I think humans are really focused on this, and they have been for forever. We like to change our environment to control it and work for us. And in this workshop, we're going to be building things like this,
Okay.
which is also using Make-On, but we're using a little more advanced components. It's not any harder or more difficult than the other workshop. We're just adding light, movement, sound, light sensors, different types of interactivity inside of our story. So there's going to be a
Okay.
big map, and then
Yep.
we're going to be actually building uh, on this map these different interactions. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
So how long is this? Is this a full day workshop, a half day workshop? How is this one structured?
Half a day workshop.
Okay, great.
So it's also just I think it's an hour and a half or 2 hours, and, maybe even a little more, and, we'll definitely enjoy, hanging out with the stuff afterwards. It won't be a big rush, but yeah, we're gonna have it's gonna be a little bit more of a game experience, the terraforming workshop.
Oh, great. That sounds fun. And my last question is, what is the big vision for embedded technology?
I think we are there's 2 sides to it. I think there's the tech side that we're always building, and we're always excited about that, and, the engineering. I think it's brilliant and fun, and as an emerging technologist and been doing this for years, I've always been that kinda nerdy person that's onto developing stuff that hasn't been, done before, but there's another side of it, which is the human side of it, where we actually get to make meaning and purpose out of this tech, and, we can actually use the tech to distribute our values. And I think that the future of embedded tech is that humans are going to be creating more meaning, purpose, values with the tech, and not that the tech actually does it for them. So I think it's this harmony of embedded tech is the people that use it and the stuff that we've made.
I'm excited to see you in a month, just a month from now.
It'll be fun.
And, and to get more information, again, you can go to nerdsummit.org. More information about these two workshops are there. We also mentioned at the beginning you're doing a keynote speech during the conference, so you'll be there for that. So visit uh, nerdsummit.org and see you soon.
Can't wait to see you guys.
All right. Thank you.
We're gonna make on.
Yes. Thank God.
Make on.